One of the most spectacular events in Torbay during the summer has to be Stairway to the Stars, a showcase for talent from all over the country, produced and directed by Chris Chambers.
We've got some quite illustrious judges this year, haven't we?
Well, we've got yourself. I'm really pleased that Kevin Bishop could make it this year.
Kevin Bishop, I can't believe this.
This year he's the producer of the Royal Variety Performance in November, which is great. So, I mean, he's a wealth of... Peter Heppel, who's the editor of the Showbiz Bible, the stage newspaper.
And have people gone on to do well from this in the past?
Yeah, we've had a good track record. Dominic Wood's World of Magic. Yeah. Paul Sylvester, who's doing the cabaret circuits. David Lawrence, who's in West End Showstoppers. And, of course, Matt Slack, who's at the Barbican Theatre this year.
Oh, yeah.
Top of the bill, the comic, Matt Slack.
Yeah, he's great, yeah.
In the final tonight, we've got 2 or 3 local acts, which is great, because it means that the West Country is full of talent and doing well, alive and well.
The 10 acts through to the finals might all be in competition, but backstage the pressure and excitement just seems to have brought them together.
Rough and tough and strong and lean.
Please say hello to act number 1, the lovely Miss Sarah Lee.
Oh, this has to be the toughest job of the night, the first act on stage.
It is Matt Baker.
Celebrate good times, come on now. Well, there's a party going on down there.
Miss Charlotte Cameron.
When I'm walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off the beat. I was walking in Memphis. But do I really feel the way I feel?
It's Matthew Curtis.
Always believe it.
How you doing?
After the rush has gone, I think I need a little more time.
Judy, your comments please on Matthew.
Didn't he look fabulous? I love the gear. Because he's a big guy, isn't he? You know, it's all there, isn't it? And a great rendition. I think even Tony Hadley would have been impressed with that. One thing I would say, he was so lovely talking to the audience in between. He didn't try and make gags. He was just very gentle, very nice, and very genuine. Please don't acknowledge the audience during a song. Not unless you're Sinatra at Vegas in a celebrity audience, all that kind of high business. Because he was so lovely in between, he didn't need to spoil the song by doing it. He has a very, very powerful voice, and I don't think he needs to confuse volume with intensity of emotion. He can afford, he is very striking, he has great presence, and I think he can afford to take his voice down because he's right there with the song. This is a guy that is never going to be out of work. I think he's great.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Miss Jeanette McFarlane.
I've chased the world alone, and now the time has come to prove to them I've made it on my own.
It's Keedy and Co.
Cherish it, Emma, cherish it, Adore. For every day I got my heart on wishing for. Cherish it, Emma, cherish it, Adore.
Is this girl versatile or what? Keedy & Co, local girls with a lot of support here tonight.
Steve Leister! Yay!
And brothers and sisters, I want you all in
the audience tonight to say, I believe, after me. And the louder that you say, I believe, the funnier my next story will be. Do you believe? I was by the harbour side. I was by a bus stop talking to a little old lady. All of a sudden there was a gust of wind. Her dress flew right up above her head. She held on to her hat. And I was looking at her, and she was looking at me, and I was looking at her, and she was looking at me, and I'm old-fashioned. I didn't say a word. The wind died down, her dress flew down, we carried on talking. All of a sudden there was another gust of wind. Her dress flew up above her head, and she held on to her hat. And I was looking at her, she was looking at me. She said, young man, this is 82 years old, the hat's brand new. I'm keeping hold of it. Oh, yeah!
And that's the bit we can show. Let's see if Light Entertainment producer Kevin Bishop finds him funny.
What can I say about Steve? Unique and original and very funny.
Sharon!
The only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh, yes, he was.
Stephen Paul!
Show you that's got good man. We'll show you what we're doing, all that you get. There's a lot of living for a good man at the end of his working day.
Animal conservationist hammering at the door. He was wearing an endangered species, I'm sorry. And the trousers, I mean, I'm hot, but he looked up and ready in those, didn't he? No, very, very good. And great choice of song. An unusual song to do. Joe Tex, I think it was, did it originally. Show Me. Great, great.
Lovely. Thank you, Judy.
Grace Lee!
And the last act of the evening, Grace Lee from the Midlands.
I don't care how you get it.
Well, it's all down to us judges now. 9 singers and a lone comedian, but only one can win that £1,000 prize money.
Because of the 2 points for the panel and the audience vote, we've got to actually look at the audience vote, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever the case might be.
Well,
So,
you know.
do we go with 1, 2, 3 as we decided before, or?
Yes, I think so.
I think with Jeanette McFarlane, Keely and co-runners up, and Steve Laister winning. You've got to, because that's the way it's worked out. I mean, if we do anything other than that, we're going against what the competition stands for.
Meanwhile, on stage, Storm are entertaining the audience, whilst backstage, those girls are still singing, awaiting the results. Not long now.
In third position tonight, please welcome Jeanette McFarlane!
Ah, very pretty girl. And Paynton will be pleased as well, because that's where Jeanette comes from.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up to the Stairway to the Stars 2000. It's Keely and
A very popular choice with the audience tonight. They showed amazing versatility from Europop to opera. So, who is the winner? The audience think they know. Are they right?
Your vote has corresponded with the panel's vote. And now, the winner of Stairway to the Stars for the millennium year to receive the silver salver and a cheque for £1,000, Steve Laister!
Yes, local comedian Steve Laister is this year's winner of Stairway to the Stars, and I believe he's destined for stardom.
Tell him what you said about 12 years ago.
I entered Stairways in the very first year, and I hold the record for being the worst act to ever appear on this stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, just give us a second. I'm going to ask one of the legends of great British sport just to close the night. Mr. Kenneth Wilson home. It is now